what are we learning today? Today we'll go on an action adventure through the Grand Canyon. We'll play some reaction movement games and we'll reflect on our emotions and goals. Why are we learning this? Why is the adventure in the Grand Canyon? Well, it's a great example of some of the things that you're learning at your age. One thing you're learning, for example, is how different processes change the Earth, like erosion forming the Grand Canyon, and how fossils we find, like the ones on today's adventure, can tell us how the Earth has changed. Our adventure also reminds us how climate, weather, and hazards can impact how people near the Grand Canyon live their lives. We also know that going on physical adventures is a fun way to improve your fitness. And in games today, you'll also get to practice your reaction time, which is a skill-related component of fitness that challenges your ability to respond quickly to what you see, what you hear, and what you feel. And finally, we'll reflect on our emotions today because we all have them. And it's important to be able to recognize and direct your emotions so you can get the most out of your adventures. Now, how will you know if you learned it? When you've completed your Grand Canyon adventure, you'll be able to identify the emotions you're feeling and share a tool that you can use to get yourself ready to go in the green zone. And you'll be able to identify what it takes to reach a grand goal that you might set for yourself. You'll also reflect more on climates and how the canyon was formed in your classes, but for now, let's get moving and have some fun.
Let's go on a Grand Canyon action adventure. Follow along with me and let's have some fun. Keep an eye out for the mules. Step to the inside of the trail when they pass. And be sure to share the trail with other hikers too.
Let's start by jogging down the trail.
Here's some hikers. Step to the right. Keep your balance. Step to the left and balance. Step to the right and balance. Keep jogging. Make some room and keep your balance. Let's pause here and play a weather reaction game.
Let's keep going and skip down the trail.
Step left and balance. Make some room, step to the left.
Keep skipping.
Step left. Let's pause here again and play another game. The River and the Bank, Level 1. Jump forward in the river, jump backward on the bank, and duck under the storm clouds. Start on the bank. Get ready. On the bank. In the river. On the bank. In the river. In the river. On the bank. In the river. On the bank. On the bank. On the bank. In the river. In the river. On the bank. In the river. On the bank. In the river. In the river. In the river. On the bank. In the river. On the bank. On the bank. In the river. In the river. On the bank. In the river. On the bank. Great job. Get ready for level 2. The river and the cliff. Jump forward in the river, jump backward on the cliff, duck under the storm clouds, and grab the fossils. Start on the cliff. Get ready. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. In the river. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. On the cliff. In the river. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. On the cliff. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. In the river. In the river. On the cliff. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff. In the river. On the cliff.
Let's do high knees and pick up the pace.
Step to the right and balance. Keep going. Make some room and keep your balance.
Keep those knees up.
Step to the right. Let's take this moment to check in on how we're feeling. The moving mood meter. Emotions are a normal, if not wonderful, part of being alive. Being able to recognize and control our emotions can help us reach our goals, live new adventures, and develop relationships. Exercising and moving your body is a great tool that you can use to regulate your moods and help get yourself to the green zone. Let's take a moment to reflect on an emotion that you felt strongly this week. In the red zone, you may feel out of control, mad, aggressive, angry, or enraged. In the green zone, you can feel happy, calm, focused, and ready to learn. In the blue zone, you're moving more slowly and you can feel tired, bored, sad, or sick. In the yellow zone, you may have lost some control and you feel frustrated, upset, excited, worried, or silly. Now let's get ready to move based on the color zone you just thought about, or how you're feeling right now. Get ready? Let's go. Well done! Identifying your emotions, sharing your emotions, and learning to regulate your emotions with movement. Thank you. Let's take this mindful minute and reflect on the beauty of what we're seeing. The Grand Canyon wasn't formed overnight. It took millions of years for the river to carve through layer after layer of rock to expose all this beauty. In the same way, you won't attain your grand goals overnight. It takes consistent, small actions that lead to small wins that will eventually add up to big results. So dream big and challenge yourself. And one step at a time, one day at a time, you can accomplish any goal. Well done. Keep taking care of yourself, and we'll see you next time.